with Bears fans being excited for the season to start on top of the matchup against the Packers in week 1. On today's episode, we're going to talk about some of the matchups that could cause the Bears the most trouble in their first game. We're going to get into all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host here, Haize, holding it down for the team. You guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the content for today. First up, we're going to be talking about, well, the only content we're going to be talking about today is the biggest matchups and the concerns that sit there for the Chicago Bears in their week 1 matchup against the Green Bay Packers. And so first up, we got to talk about just simply the Chicago Bears run defense. We have a lot left to be desired when it comes to the Bears defense. Now, hopefully we're not as bad as last year's team, but when you look at it, while on paper we've improved our pass rush dramatically with bringing in Yannick Ngakoue as well as other players, improving that interior defensive line, there still is some questions about how the Bears run defense is going to perform. Now, keep in mind, this is a team that we haven't gotten to see the full defense together, that full front seven. So, hopefully in seeing that in that first game, they do some to dispel those concerns, but we cannot overlook the fact that Aaron Jones and the matchup there with the Chicago Bears, the fact that in the last game against the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Jones had 170 yards from scrimmage. You cannot allow Aaron Jones to completely go off on you, and this is going to be a big test for that defensive line and overall, like I said, that front seven and the Bears run defense overall on how they are going to be able to contain a player that can be as dynamic and make big plays like an Aaron Jones. You do not want to allow him to get going early, because if you do, it's just going to make it a long night for the Chicago Bears. Now, am I expecting the Bears to come in and completely snuff the run game? No, but I do want them to be able to contain it. The bend not break mentality could go a big way in that. And when you look at bringing in Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, and just our linebacking core overall are going to play a big part of that. But you also have to factor in Jaquan Brisker, who was one of the best run defenders on the Chicago Bears, albeit on a weak run defensive team, right? The fact that runners got to him as much as what they did points to that concern. But overall, you want Tremaine Edmonds and Jaquan Brisker to be a big part in containing that, but you want the defense overall to be able to do it. So, we'll see. We'll see how Aaron Jones does and if he has a huge night against the Chicago Bears, because if he does, it's going to be a long night. Next up is going to be Darnell Wright in his matchup with Rashawn Gray, right? You do not want to, or Preston Smith for that matter as well, you do not want to allow your rookie tackle to get completely exposed in the first game. And so, listen, he's going to go through his growing pains. Braxton Jones went through it last year, and it is what it is, but the Bears are going to have to try to protect Justin Fields, and this is a big one for the Chicago Bears and Darnell Wright, because it is what it is. Preston Smith lined up on both sides of the defense for the Green Bay Packers, and so you want to look at that concern, right? And so do not overlook rookie Lucas Van Ness, who I would have liked the Bears to be able to get also, but they're going to try to attack Darnell Wright as much as they can and to see if they can use that to get to Justin Fields and disrupt what the Chicago Bears are going to try to do on the offensive side of the ball. So that is a huge matchup for the Chicago Bears as well. Next up, we got to talk about it. Our number one wide receiver, DJ Moore, coming into this. And surprisingly enough, DJ Moore has never been named to a Pro Bowl. We need to get him to a Pro Bowl this year. Now, while we brought in DJ Moore, and he's there to help solidify that offense, kind of make everybody fit in their more natural positions, you cannot overlook that we need a big game from DJ Moore, and Jair Alexander is going to be there to try to stop that from happening every step of the way. And so we'll see what the Packers end up trying to do defensively, right? They do use a zone coverage a lot, but hey, when it comes down to it, that matchup with DJ Moore and whoever's guarding him, whoever's lined up against him, he's going to have to try to win that or keep them on their feet to where they have to guard him the whole game to open up things for the other wide receivers as well as Cole Kmet, other players to be used in that passing game as well. But it's going to come down to how DJ Moore impacts the game for the Chicago Bears and how they can take Jair Alexander out of the game and keep him from being too disruptive by either making him focusing him to focus just on DJ Moore and the other wide receivers go off, or we're spreading the ball out well enough to where they can't keep Jair Alexander just on DJ Moore. So we'll end up seeing what happens with that. Again, the zone defense is going to be a big part of that as well that we expect to do. But Alexander is a huge part of that Packers secondary, and we cannot overlook the importance that he has, and he's going to try to disrupt the Chicago Bears to do what they do. And then the biggest thing that the Bears have to win, this matchup that I want them to win, is Justin Fields versus Jordan Love. Now, while I know some smart ass in the comment section is going to say, well, it's not like they guard each other. If you're a goddamn football fan, you know what it means about a duel of quarterbacks. Justin Fields needs to come into this game and outperform Jordan Love. We want to see that, right? We want to see that, him come in and just have that poise, have that control of the offense that we've heard about, right? Do not allow Jordan Love to come in here and just look miles and heads above you. Now, that is going to come down to the defense, and our pass defense and secondary is going to have to do enough to where it allows that time for our pass rushers to get to the quarterback and disrupt what they do. And the symmetry there the synergy there that we have between the pass rush and the pass protection is going to be huge in that, or pass coverage is going to be huge in that. So we want to see them have big days, but Justin Fields has to come in, and I want to see him win this matchup, look like the better quarterback. Whatever happens throughout the game, because it takes more than just your quarterback to win your game, I want to see Justin Fields outperform Jordan Love every step of the way, right? And we'll see what the teams do, because if Justin Fields does look better than Jordan Love, but our defense just can't stop the run or whatever else it is, that's another story. But I want Justin Fields, albeit for my own bragging rights. I'm a Bears fan through and through. Let's be clear here. And ain't nothing no cheeseheads I want to have over me. And if the Bears lose this game, it's going to be a rough season, because we don't face them until week 16. Or I'm sorry, not 16 anymore, until the 17th game of the season, the very last game of the season. So you want to see the Bears come in, win those matchups on top of other matchups. This is not the only matchups that we want them to win. Overall, the protection on Justin Fields is going to be one thing that we look at hugely. The defense and offensive line, a lot of Bears fans are still down on that overall, and I understand it, right? You cannot take away from that the fact that, there's some questions there, absolutely, but the Bears are going to have to try to find a way to answer that in every way that they can. And so we're going to see how much the run defense has improved, right? We know that bringing in Yannick Ngakoue helps the pass rush. Doesn't really do much on paper for the helping the run game. So the run defense. So we're going to have to try to see what we have in that, right? And that's going to be one of the biggest stories as well. How well can the Bears disrupt the running game, especially with the dynamic running back that the Green Bay Packers have? On top of that, our own running game, right? What's the balance in that? We got the official depth chart. Deontay Foreman is listed as the running back too. Him and Khalil Herbert are going to be a nice 1-2 punch. We've been saying that for a while. How do they perform, right? Do they keep up the number one rushing attack like we had last season between the two of them? How much does Roshan Johnson get in that as well, right? So we'll be able to see. Also, Kyler Gordon, right? Kyler Gordon is going to be an important part of this. The Chicago Bears are going to have to contain the rookie rideout, Jaden Reed, with the Green Bay Packers. So you do not want to allow a rookie wide receiver to come out here and outperform your secondary. I'm not really too worried about it, just because our secondary is one of the things I feel the most confidence in. So, and we'll see what happens with that, right? But also Justin Fields, that control that we've heard he has over the offense, it's going to be important to see that in reality, right? It's great to hear about it on paper. It's great to hear that the coaching staff and everybody else is pretty confident about Justin Fields and his overall ability to command and run that offense. But when it comes down to it, we need to see it actually happen, right? Him and Luke Getsy. Let's keep in mind, I do not want to overlook the importance of the coordinators in Luke Getsy and Alan Williams in all of this. Hugely important to all of this, right? So tons of questions for the Chicago Bears. We'll see what it ends up meaning, man. Overall, I'm looking forward to this game. As you guys already know, we got to see how that offensive line is going to stack up and be able to protect the quarterback. I just want Justin Fields to come in and just shut up so many of the doubters with this play. Is it going to all be shut up in one game? No. But I definitely want to see him come out and just perform in a way that it just makes people just be freaking quiet when it comes to Justin Fields and his ability to quarterback at the next level. But that's kind of my burning questions. Let me know what you guys think down below. As always, also make sure you guys are following the show at Shy Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. You can also catch me over on Bleacher Report live today at 5 p.m. Eastern, talking about the 5 biggest predictions that I have for the Chicago Bears team. So go to Bleacher Report. I'll be live streaming over there all during the season. So I'll be over there about 4 times in the next week. So make sure you guys are tuned in to Bleacher Report, the Chicago Bears page, because I'll be holding it down, representing Chicago Bears Central on that as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Mailbag tomorrow, so get those voicemails in, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. So I like to end every episode on Chi-Town up, Bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all. And FGB. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.